Hello, Luna Neela here. Today is Tuesday, June 15th, 2010. Last week I showed how to square up the edge of a knitted or crocheted blanket, and my plan was to add a really wide orange border because the blanket was really long and narrow. But what I forgot was that when you crochet over the satin stitching, it makes a really kind of a hard ridge. So it's fine for a narrow border, but it doesn't work if you're going to kind of extend the dimensions of the blanket because you have this hard ridge in the middle of it. So I've decided that it's not up to par for Linus Connection. And so I folded it in half, and I'm going to put a foam cushion in here, and this is going to be a bed for my poodle and chihuahuas. They really like my yarn stuff. I think they're like cats that way. So, thought I would mention that. Been doing some more amigurumi. At work, I'm fortunate enough to have time sometimes to crochet and knit, and I've been really enjoying amigurumi patterns, all free. So far I've never bought a pattern from Ravelry, and I'm just amazed at how many free patterns there are on that website. But when I'm at work working on these amigurumi, my coworkers love me so much that if I see something for an animal they collect or whatever, I try to make them one. And I'm trying to get my UFO list done. So I work with a nurse that loves sea life, dolphins, whales, any kind of fish. She has a huge aquarium at home, and she's getting ready to convert it into a saltwater aquarium. But this is a manta ray, free pattern. I need to add wire to his tail, but I had a lot of fun with this, and I'm going to give it to her when I work with her next week. And then while I was finishing that up, another coworker dropped a hint that he likes elephants. His hint was about the size of an elephant. I couldn't ignore the fact that he was telling me he wanted an elephant. So I made this itty bitty elephant, another free pattern from Ravelry. I love his little tail. And it was, believe it or not, it's done all in one piece except for the ears. I mean, even the legs are, and that kind of confused me, but I figured it out. I persevered and I got it figured out. This is added on the tail. So yeah, I'm real happy with that, how that came out. I've also been working more on one of my kids' Christmas stockings. This is needlepoint, and I've showed it in the past. I've got everything done for the body of the stocking. I'm working on the name area, and then if you'll look here, I still have all the fine black lines to do to define the faces and so forth. Like here's a kitty cat where I put the fine black stitching on. It's defining his lips. And here's another kitty where the face has not had that put on. You see the difference? It makes all the difference in the world when you add that. And then the blue sky has a bunch of little snowflakes, little twinkly snowflakes that I have to add. So when I get it all done and the lining and the backing on, I'll show that. And then the last thing, I went shopping, I guess it was yesterday, and I splurged. I'd call it an impulse, but I've been wanting to buy these things for myself, and I couldn't decide which colors I wanted, so I almost got every single one. But this is Vanna's Choice yarn. She has a lot of colors. I didn't get all the colors, but I did get these colors. And I know that I'll find plenty of things to do with those. And then the last thing I'm going to show, I'll put pictures up of the ATCs that I wanted to show last week and ran out of time. And I've decided, after seeing HP Fan POA's Harry Potter quilt, I've decided I'm going to make one. I just was so inspired by that, and it just looks so nice, and I really want one. And so I've decided to finish my UFO list. I'm giving myself the rest of the year, because I have a lot of stuff on my UFO list, and I have a lot of Christmas craft, crocheting and knitting and sewing to do. So I'm giving myself to the end of 2010 to finish all my unfinished projects, and then beginning in January 2011 is when my plan is to start constructing my Harry Potter quilt. But I am making a list of which blocks I want to use. Can you make Charlie be quiet, please? Charlie. And being a fan of Luna Lovegood, of course I would want her in my quilt, and I so far haven't found a Luna block, and so I decided to try my hand at designing a block. And I just have the rough draft done, so I haven't gone the next step and tried to refine it to where it'll work in a pattern. But there'll be a picture of my little rough draft drawing of Luna, of the way I perceive Luna. I'm trying to think if that's it. The 3 ATCs that I'm going to show are the 3 ATCs that I sent to Private Lawn for our ATC pendant swap. And her pendants are at my post office. I got a certified mail or return receipt notice, and it has her name as the sender. So, but I wasn't able to get to the post office today. So tomorrow I will do that, and I can show those next week. So I'm gonna end it here, and everybody have a great week. Been enjoying watching your Talk to Me Tuesdays. Happy crafting. Bye bye.